All right, everyone, it's finally here. We have a brand new sacrifice token from the infamous Richard Hart, the creator of Hex and creator of Pulsechain, one of the most controversial and honestly most hated chains in the crypto space right now. We're going to get into it and we are going to kind of break this down for you. If you're not familiar with what Pulsechain is, it is a layer 1 for Ethereum. And recently, Richard Hart has basically presented a brand new project that is going to be built on Pulsechain. Right now, on Pulsechain, we have the core coins. We have Pulsechain, PLS, which is the gas token. We have Incentive, which is the incentive token, which is the reward token for generating yield and providing liquidity. Then we have Hex, which is the mining token. And then we also have the PLSX token, which is the DEX. Now we have a completely different project that is going to be implemented into Pulsechain, which is ProveX, which has a level of privacy, decentralization, and is trying to eliminate the middlemen between you transacting on a protocol. So we still don't have a lot of information to do with the particular mechanisms fully of the project. We just know that there is going to be another sacrifice round like there was for Pulsechain. And it's very controversial because since that first sacrifice for Pulsechain, the charts have just been kind of garbage. I mean, they just have looked really bad. So we have been in this ecosystem, and a lot of the people that have been in Pulsechain are basically at the absolute bottom and have had to essentially hang on this whole entire time of being, in quote, the worst time to be in altcoins, which is from January to now. Everything from altcoins have been bleeding into Bitcoin. We've had gold doing better than altcoins. And it's just kind of been a shit show for altcoins, let's just be honest. So that's why I think a lot of the anger and frustration that comes in with another sacrifice, that's where it comes from. But Richard Hart points out a lot of these things and points out the fact that he's been in the space since Bitcoin was $1. He was mining Bitcoin at $1. And he points out that the volatility is a feature, not a bug, and also that the best advice that he's ever heard is you only lose if you sell at a loss. So you have to be able to hold through these waves of volatility. So let's get into this token. Let's get into what he actually posted and what he said. So here is the official sacrifice. He said, if I were streaming video right now, which I'm not, I won't be till I've written some pages of text I've been putting off. So he's waiting for the perfect kind of script write-up to be able to live stream, and so he doesn't come to the camera and not say something that he doesn't want to say. So here is the official post here. He said, this just went live on ProveX.info. Said, you are sacrificing your coins to make a political statement. You believe in capitalism, the removal of middlemen, and replacing trust with proof. So think about ZK proofs. That's a big narrative right now coming up in the space in crypto. And so we're going to have to focus on this. And this makes sense because every narrative that is popping up, like we've had the launchpad narrative, we've had mining, we've had the proof of stake, all this stuff. And Richard Hart's ecosystems represent this in pieces on Pulsechain. And so like how we had pump.fun, we have pump.tires. And so all the aspects of DeFi is coming into Pulsechain. And now that we are on the privacy kick, which I think crypto in its essence and in its roots is built on privacy, and you shouldn't have to give access to all of your transactions for people to be able to see everything. You should have a level of obfuscation. And so here is what I think is Pulsechain's answer to this is ProveX. So you are sacrificing your coins to prove you are serious about this belief. You have no expectation of profit from the work of others. You understand what you sacrifice can be sold, and and you will receive no benefit from it. And some people were like, yep, I'm out. I'm not doing it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, Solana, XRP, BNB, Tron, Doge, ADA, Hyperliquid Link, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar Lumens, Litecoin, Dash, Monero, AVAX, Zcash, and many other coins from many other networks are accepted. You can't game the system with illiquid coins. So basically what's cool is that all the coins that he mentioned is a solid, he basically just gave you the altcoin bag of the century. But I don't know about Zcash though, because Zcash has hit that 2018, dinosaur resistance. So no sacrifices will be credited from the pulsechain network for anything. No PLS, no PLSX, no incentive, no hex, no eHex will be credited from any network. A whole lot of people are going to post angrily that what they wanted to sacrifice, they're not allowed to. It's okay. The rate increases quickly and the sacrifice is over quickly. This maximizes fairness across all networks. So this is very interesting. The max bonus is 3x. There's a leaderboard. Rate increases start in about 21 days. What might be airdropped for free to those addresses notice proving their belief in this political statement. What other tokens should be added in what network? So he's asking right now, currently, like he said, you can do EVM addresses from what he said from Ethereum. And then you can see we can take Base, Binance Smart Chain, Solana, Arbitrum One, Polygon, Avalanche, Bitcoin address for the BIP32. And then also you can see here XRP, Sonic, you have Tron, Optimism. You can see all these different networks, Monero, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and then you can connect your wallet to be able to pick one of these coins to sacrifice into in hopes to potentially get a airdrop of ProveX. So it is very controversial because like I said, the people that sacrificed for Pulse, it was a very short window. It did pump, but then from that point, it was altcoin disaster. So it wasn't just like Pulse did the sacrifice and everyone did the sacrifice and it wasn't successful because it just wasn't good enough. That wasn't the case. It was just that the entire altcoin space was bleeding into Bitcoin. So every altcoin was looking kind of like garbage at that point. So that's what makes it so controversial. But this is very important because I think this is one of the biggest narratives to pay attention to and one of the biggest news things in crypto right now. Along with everything else, this is it. I mean, this is what we should be paying attention to. So we have the sacrifice website, we have the address, we have all of the necessary things to pay attention to here. And let's look at some of the responses from the community with this particular announcement. Here we got your friend Sami. Shout out to Sami. He said ProveX sacrifice just got announced and is very controversial with confusing elements. No live stream to accompany the announcement, which is optimal to raise more money because, text is not enough. People want the direct, video, it's like a commercial. It's an advertisement. This is the best way to do it. So Band-Aid ripoff was hinted yesterday, implying ProveX could be a way to remove weak supply of core coins. They sell down first. So this is really interesting because people were probably thinking that they could sacrifice PLSX or sacrifice any of the core coins, but then that would defeat the purpose of what Richard Hart's actually probably wanting to do right now, which is have his chain pump without the people that are in here that are weak-handed, that are ready to just offload to the next thing. Basically, just like how the Trump token and all the Solana Jeets were able to just offload right into the next thing, which ended up being Melania, and then Melania rugged, and then what did they go? They went right into something else. So it's like in this particular ecosystem, he's wanting to build trust and build hodl hands for the core coins. And so this is why those coins were not accepted for the sacrifice. So there's a 3x whale bonus for sacrificing. This is higher than pulsechain core coins bonus. Very enticing for a reason. So it is also possible that if low demand persists for ProveX, then it actually pumps the hardest, because if there's low demand and more, and then there's people that are coming in that are getting that early entry access, then those people actually might benefit the most. So, but you don't know when you get your coins. So pulsechain cores dropped 40% instantly. I don't know what to make of it right now. I said it almost makes no sense. You'd rather sacrifice ICO raise done at higher market valuations. Maybe Richard thinks crypto goes into a 6 to 12 month bear market, and that's why he's doing the raise now as a potential signal of the top. Maybe it's a bait for weaker hands. I'm inconclusive on anything here, just going to keep holding and see what happens. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because yeah, we saw a nice big drop of the ecosystem core coins. You can see here ProveX total value right now that has been sacrificed is $474,370 total sacrifice, and total sacrifices per addresses is 1,403. Unique tokens that have been used for the sacrifice is 406, and the networks that were used is 24 different networks. So that's pretty fascinating. All right, guys. Just wanted to give you that quick update for the pulsechain and hexagons. The pulsachins out there, the hexagons, and for the pulsechain ecosystem fans out there, I know you're probably thinking, man, we've been beat down so bad, and now we're getting another sacrifice, and to make matters worse, we're not getting the live stream that we want. So I feel your pain, but at the same time, this is the game of crypto. And if we want to be in the biggest asymmetric upside potential coins and ecosystem and narratives, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Just like how Bitcoin has had the biggest asymmetric upside from its existence and from its inception, it's had multiple bear markets and funerals and people calling it to go to zero, but guess where it's at? It's still over. It's now over 100K, where it was under $1. So we just have to have a little bit more of a long-term prospect for crypto. And it doesn't matter what the ecosystem is. Learn it, study it, know that there's risk involved, and without any risk, there's no benefit of a massive reward. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.